Hi, welcome to DeTech Theory's introductory Java programming course. I'm Bronwyn, and today we're going to be going over the second part of lesson 8, which is ArrayLists. We suggest you watch this video after watching the arrays video, as it'll make the concepts explained here much easier to understand. So what are ArrayLists? Well, it's pretty straightforward. ArrayLists are essentially dynamic arrays, which means they're arrays that you can manipulate a lot more easily. It's like strings and their relationship to characters. It's a more complicated, but also and sometimes more useful version of a pretty simple data concept. So why do we need ArrayLists? Well, ArrayLists, again, work in a very similar way to arrays. However, they are resizable and have more automatic elements. They are essentially more dynamic and can be more user-friendly at times. So declaring and initializing ArrayLists. First, it's important to note that just like scanners, ArrayLists are not inherent to the main class. So you must first import the ArrayList class using this syntax here. The syntax for declaring and initializing ArrayLists goes as follows. First, we declare the object class, which is ArrayList. We then specify the data type within the arrows. You cannot use the primitive data form of the data type. You must use the proper box type, which is written with a capital letter, as you can see here. So for example, you can't write int, you must write integer. And you must start your data type with a capital letter. So let's go over a couple of ArrayList methods. First, we have the size method, which gives you the length of the ArrayList. You can have the add element, which adds an element to the end of the ArrayList. Add index element, which moves elements at the given index and higher to the right and inserts the new element at the given index. Get index returns the element at the position index. Set index comma element replaces the element at any given index with the element that is passed in. Now, ArrayLists cannot be used without importing the ArrayList class, as we mentioned previously. So all these methods are pretty straightforward, however, they take some getting used to. But it's important to note the difference between arrays and ArrayLists, because arrays don't have methods the same way that ArrayLists do. For each loops are used in nearly the same way as they are for arrays, so I will not go in depth, but this example outlines the syntax. First, we declare and initialize our new ArrayList called array. Remember, for ArrayLists, you don't need to specify the length of the array because they are dynamic. Then I have set the values at indices 0 and 1 respectively to 5 and 2. Then for each integer in array, I'm printing its value. Here's the general form of a for loop and a for each loop in an ArrayList. Note that we use the statement name.size. This is the size method, which returns the length of the ArrayList. And remember, we use that in the for statement. Additionally, we cannot use a for each loop if we change the size of the ArrayList. So just to review, here are the differences between arrays and ArrayLists. In arrays, the size is fixed, whereas in ArrayLists, the size can be changed. Arrays are essentially a data structure consisting of elements, whereas ArrayLists is a whole class that can support dynamic arrays. This is why we need to import it before using it. Arrays can store primitives or objects, whereas ArrayLists can only store objects. This is why we need to use integer instead of int when we declare it. So that's all there is to it. I hope you learned something today, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much.